test. Fine. So this was a connection for the C port. Okay. So now I have been just connected for A port as of now. I just connected from pin number 2 to pin number 3. Okay, using a female connector. Why? Because MXP connectors are the male connectors. Okay, so you have to must and should use female connectors to give the proper connections. Okay, then if you come for mini system port MSP. Okay, so in mini system port you can either use the connector block. Okay, so a connector block in the sense like I'll just show you. Yeah, so here if you see, okay, so I have a black port, black port with all the screws, tiny screws. Okay, this is what we call as a mini system port, MSP. Okay, the same similar how it will be available in our MyDAC. Okay, the same way. Okay, so here this will be the female connector, so that we can just take a male connectors and male pin connectors and we can connect through the wires. Okay, so or else if you try, if you don't want to do so, you can just remove this black connector off. Okay, and you can just directly use with the female connectors, like now how I am using with this MSP port. These pins look similarly like this. If you try to remove this, the expansion port, the system port, if you try to remove, so same these sort of pins will be available. Maybe at that time you can just try to use a female pin connectors. Okay, so this is what the thing. So now I'll just try to show you both the thing, the difference between the single-ended as well as the differential end. So as of now, you have already seen with respect to single-ended. So this is what a single-ended connections. Okay, so now I'll just try to go with the differential end. Differential end connections. Okay, so for that the same procedure. So I had to right click, go for MyRio palette. So go with analog input. So I'll place here. Yeah. So here, so instead of selecting A or B port, so try to go with the C port. Why? Because the C is a differential thing. So that's why I'm going for C. So as of now, I've been connected to AI 0 plus. Okay. So I have two channels. As we know, we have two channels in the C port. So I'll just go with AI 0 plus. So as of now, I've made a connection for that. I'll just click on OK. Yeah. So I'll just create indicator named with acquire. Okay. So here I'll just take this as the acquire. Next, I'll again go with MyRio analog output, place it here. Here also the AO connections. I'm not going to select a or B. So instead I'll go with C/AO0. Okay. So I'll select AO0, click on OK. Yes, fine. So now here I'll again right click, create, control. Okay, so here go for generate. Fine. So here maybe you can just observe the things, both the thing. So this is what for a single-ended connections. Okay, so and this is of the differential end. Okay, so now I'll just try to run both the things parallel. So it is asking me to save. I'll just save it. Yeah. Okay, so now we'll just start from both the thing from 0. Okay, so here also it is just giving a 0. So the same thing 0.00, and I'll make this as single end as 1. So even this, I know the differential end is also 1. So we are getting almost both same. So it is, we'll just see up to 5. Okay, so even I'll generate in single end as 5, and differential end also 5. So we are getting almost the same, but this will not go beyond 5. Why? Because it's, the voltage capacity will be 0 to 5 volt for single ended, but this for differential end you can just try to acquire up to 10. Okay, plus or minus 10. So now I'm just giving 8 both as 8, but here I'm just getting in single ended as 4.99, like maximum will be the 5 volt, but here you can just see I'm getting like 7.97 or 98. Okay, so almost it is text to 8. So if I give it as a 10, so obviously it is giving like 9.94. So we can just consider this as a 10. Okay, so but this, if you are trying to give it as a 10, so it won't be, consider it as 10. Why? Because the maximum voltage limit will be the 5. So here you can just see the differential end. So in differential end, what the thing I have been given extra is AI 0 minus will be given to ground. Okay, so even though if I try to remove this ground, so obviously you won't get it. So even these things you have already seen in the MIDA. Okay, so same similar way, if we try to give the negative voltage, okay, so -1, -2, -3, -5, so we'll be getting like -4.97 or the thing. So but if you try to give the single ended as the negative, so even it is considering the negative as a 0. Why? Because the level does not matching. But here due to the differential end, it is going from -10 to +10. Okay, so this is where you can easily compare, how the single ended works and how the differential ended works. If you are having any doubts, so let me know. So I'll try to clear your doubt, and I'll move to the next. Okay, fine. So I hope we have got the difference between the single ended as well as the differential end, right? So please try to make sure what will be the voltage range. Okay, so if you are using a single ended, what will happen? So if at all you're using a differential end, what will happen? But no problem if at all you use single ended or the differential ended for the sensors. That's not, no worry about that. But if at all you want to go above like 5 volt or 5 volt or 10 volt, maybe some sensor will be having a capacity up to 10 volts, right, or 12 volts. Okay, so maybe at that particular point of time, maybe it's better to go with the differential end compared to the single ended. Okay, so why? Because every time we cannot use a Rio, or every time we cannot use a DAC. Okay, so based on the hardware and based on the hardware configuration, or based on the sensors what we use. Okay, so based on all these sort of things, or the sensors or hardware, okay, our usage, our requirement, so everything will come to the picture. Okay, so that's what I'm saying you. If at all before working, or before selecting the hardware, or before selecting the sensors, make sure that okay, you are selecting the right path, or a right hardware, or right sensor, so that the voltage range does not feel that the voltage range should be either more than, or the given particular voltage, or it should be very less, or no. Okay, so maximum whatever we have seen is we can just go with like up to nominal sensor like 5 volt or 10 volt or 12 volt. Okay, so if you want to go beyond 12 volt, so maybe I have to go with some industrial sensors, so where it can be hold up to 230 volts. Okay, why? Because for CDAC or Stereo, so I think I have been shown you the Stereo. Yes, yeah, these Stereo systems. Okay, so these Stereo systems, for this we'll be not giving like 12-volt adapter. No, so directly we'll be giving you the 24-volt or 30 volts maximum. So it will be operated between 24 to 30 volts. They have been given here. Okay, so we'll be just trying to use the same power supply adapter. Okay, so which will convert from 230 volts or 250 volts to the 24 or 30 volts. So in between this, so I have to give a proper voltage range so that this hardware will be work effectively. Okay, so I hope now we have been understood what is the voltage ranges for analog or differential and single-ended. Fine. So this is with respect to the analog of A port or C port or even the B port also the same. Only thing is we have to change while selecting the A port or C port. So instead we can use the B port. Fine. So now next we'll just go for digital section. So we'll just know how the digital loopback test can be worked. Fine. Okay, so I'll just take a new VI. Okay, so here if you see for the connection part, okay, so here you have a number of DAOs. You can just see starting from pin number 11, 13, 15, 17, 19, 21 and up to 31. So it's totally like an odd number starting from 11 to 31. So you are having 11 DAOs. Okay, so totally in one port, like in one port, like in the sense MXP, so you're having 16 DAOs. Okay, in the sense with respect to A, you're having 16 DAOs, and with respect to B, you're having 16 DAOs. So totally 16 plus 16, 32. And if you come for what to say, the C port, mini system port, MSP, okay, it consists of 8 DAOs. Okay, so totally you can able to access 40 DAOs at a time using the MyRio. Okay, so but if you try to use only the MyDAC, okay, you can able to use only the 8 DAOs. Okay, beyond 8 you cannot use. Why? Because we don't have an option itself. But using a MyRio, so these ports will be directly connected to your FPGAs. Actually speaking, I hope even one of my colleague had been shown you. Okay, I'll be just showing you once again. Yeah, here you can just see. Okay, so all your DAOs, AI, AOs, okay, audio in, audio out, the serial communication like protocols, UART, SPI, and I2C. Okay, so all these things will be connected to your the FPGA. Okay, can just see MSP C, MXP A or B. So all these things will be interconnected to your FPGA. Okay, why? Because the Rio will be having FPGA chip inbuilt, on-built, the FPGA chip, the processor, everything will be available. Okay, so all these things, why they have been connected in the sense, why? Because without giving any the delay or without giving any sort of a distortion, so whenever you just click on a run button, it immediately it gives you the result. Okay, that can be only done using with an FPGA process. Okay, so why? Because using the processor like a normal processor, that is not possible actually. Okay, yeah. Okay, so that's why if at all you are using a FPGA, so you'll be able to get you can able to process the data with a high speed. Okay, so that is what I think the National Instruments have been designed in such a way that so in embedded system they are trying they have been given plan to given an FPGA. So even if you go for a stereo also, okay, so here I was just showing you the stereo, right? So in this stereo, whatever the backend, whatever you can able to see. So in this backend, you can, the FPGA will be fitted. Okay, so whatever the modules you are having, like 9425, 9477, okay, 9205, all these modules will be directly connected to the FPGA using the pins. Okay, so using somewhere it will be like RJ45 connectors, the backend these things. Okay, so this will be directly connected to the FPGA so that it can be accessed more efficiently, and the quality wise also it will be the very good. Okay, so that is why they are decided to give the FPGA to all the inputs output pins. Right, so where if you come for the RT, the processor, the LabVIEW processor, so you can just see they have been just given the wireless button, status LED, okay, onboard LED, accelerometer, so everything is been given under the RT. Okay, why? Because there should be no delay in while connecting the sensors or anything. I'm sorry, so the accelerometer and button has been connected directly to FPGA. So, but only the user LEDs, okay, and with respect to USB port, okay, all these things will be connected to the processor, like Xilinx Zinc 7010 processor on A9 processor has been used in the Myrio. Okay, so these things will be directly connected to RT, but whereas input outputs and accelerometer buttons. So why? Because whenever accelerometer, it immediately changes with a fraction of milliseconds, right? So if any vibration has been detected, or if anything has been changed the direction or moved, something has happened, so it should immediately update the values. It should not take a delay, right? So that's where they have been directly connected to a FPGA. This is what a simple difference, right? So let me come here. Yeah. So I was just talking about the digital sections, right? So DIOs. Okay. So now I'll just try to connect the pins DIO 0 and DIO maybe like 4 or 5. Okay, so pin number, I'll just connect it to pin number 11. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11. Okay, so 11, 13, 15. Okay, so now I have been made a connection that I've been connected DIO 0 means pin number 11 to pin number 17 DIO 3. Okay. So I've connected pin number 11 to pin number 17. Okay, so let me check how exactly this works. So again, I'll just created a new VA under my Rio. So just directly go to the Rio, take digital input. Okay, so even here also the same way, like in MyDAC I have told you that, so each and every pin can able to write or read. Okay, it has been designed in two ways. Either you can able to write or you can able to read, but not both at a time. That is what the thing. Okay, so here what I'll do, I'll just try to acquire from pin number 11. Okay, so digital input in the sense it is acquiring. So I'll just try to acquire. So meanwhile, I'll just give one round LED. Right. So I'll take one more digital output where I'm going to write. Okay. So I'm writing from port A, pin number 17, DIO 3. Okay. Fine. So let me take, the push button. So this is what I write, and this is where I read. Okay. So let me keep more the things inside a while loop. and I'll create a control. Okay, so I'll just place a delay, a very minute delay, like around 10 milliseconds. Okay, yeah. So now I'll just try to run the code. I'll just click on save. Just give him as a DIO demo. Now it is dumping the code, whatever I did to the FPGA part. Okay, now if I click on write, okay, so you can say it is reading. Okay, when I just try to turn off, it is turning off without any delay. So you can just see. So even though if I try to increase the delay, okay, maybe if I give 500 milliseconds, okay, so now it is taking some delay. Why? Because I've been increased, my wait time. Okay, so if think that if the wait time has not been given, okay, so you can just see immediately it can able to throw the output within a fraction of time. Yes, within a fraction of time you can able to read. So the only thing why we use a delay is, okay, so since the lab can able to process the data very fastly, okay, so as well as since we are all the inputs and outputs are directly connected to the FPGA, okay, so due to these things we can it can able to process the data very fast at a faster rate. So we the humans, we cannot able to trace all the outputs properly, right? So for that sake, what we are doing is we are just trying to place a delay, so that minimal delay, so that we can able to trace the output very easily, and we can able to go with all the data or all the log data very easily, so that it can be readable by our eye. Okay, so this is where the thing you can able to use. So at a time, if you want to check both the thing, no worries. So you can just double click on this. Okay, so you can just click on add. Okay, so now what I'll be doing is I'll be just connecting one more wire, like pin number 19 to pin number 13. Just take on one more wire, pin number 19 to pin number 13. Okay, so pin number 19 I have been connected. So just click on. So in pin number 19 I am writing. So whereas in pin number 13 I'll be just reading it back. Okay, I'll just click on OK. So maybe you can just split both the read and write separately. Okay, create a control. Fine. So here I'll just create an indicator. Yeah. So now I'll just try to run. Okay. So you can see, you can just read the data. Means from pin number 19 you are writing and pin number 13 you are reading. So even you can just do vice versa. Like from pin number 13 you can write, and from pin number 19 you can read it by. Only thing is here you have to just change that accordingly. In the same port you can just change it accordingly. Like vice versa you can just do. That's not a problem. That's what I said you. Like MyRio as well as in MyDAC, they have been designed the digital IOs like DIOs. Either you can just read it back, or either you can just write it. Okay, so this is where you can just try to go with DIOs, where dual port or dual option will be available. Okay, so even it feels easy for the user to just work with the same. Right. So I hope you have been understood how to read or how to write. But if you want to do the same thing in under the My Computer, so it is not possible. If you see here, okay, so this was the previous example I was shown. But if you want to read or write anything here, so this is not possible. But you can read or write the values whatever it's been updating. So using this, what to say, the properties, share variable properties. Okay, so using these things, you can just try to transfer data from RT to host. Okay, either it might be analog or digital or accelerometer or button values. Okay, so or even LED values, no issues. Okay, so you can just directly use a share variable. Okay, like proper format. So you can just update the value and read it back in your My Computer. That's it. Okay, so maybe you can just give a try like after completing of this session, how to read and how to write using RT and host. Okay. Okay, so this is what one thing. So next, I would like to show you about the wireless transmission. Okay, so that is the main part. So till now, whatever you have seen, it was dumped through the USB. Okay, so you can easily say USB will be like 172.22.11.2. Correct. So this is what I think. So this is where you can just directly connect, plug and play like thing. But now, actually speaking, now the thing will be used, means the feature has to be used, wireless transmission. Okay, so all those things has to be made. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so how these things can be done. Okay, so I'll just close this. Okay, so how these things can be done in the sense, so have to be change all the settings or a system under NI Max itself. Okay, so there is no other option that you can able to work with the wireless communication with respect to any other settings or configuration. So obviously you have to come under the MyRio. So under remote system, MyRio. So in MyRio, you have to go for network settings. So in network settings, you can just see the adapter mode is TCP/IP network. So you have a specific MAC address for your Rio. Like how for our system we will be having a MAC address. So similarly, we are having a MAC address. Okay. So even you have IPv4 address, subnet mask. Okay. So all those things are there. And moreover, here you need to specify, your country first. Okay, so we belong to India, so we'll just selected an India with the MAC address of this. Okay, so now here you have a wireless mode. Okay, so in this wireless mode, okay, so here you have two options. One is connect to wireless network and create wireless network. Okay, so we have to know about both of these things. Connect to wireless network means what, and create a wireless network means what. Okay, so I'll just tell you in a very simple way. Connect to wireless network in the sense, think that you have your college has a Wi-Fi, right? So your college will be having a Wi-Fi like with respect to departmental thing. Maybe either it may be instrumentation or electronics and communications or a EEE. Okay, so for each and every department, you will be having a different Wi-Fi, and for each and every floor also, you will be having a different Wi-Fi. Okay, so think that your laptop or your cell phone will be connected to that same network. Okay, so think that the Wi-Fi name will be like Nagarjuna at EC or Nagarjuna at EI, something will be there. Okay, so it will be showing. and if you want to connect for that particular network, okay, so that can be done using a Rio. Okay, so that comes under the option of connect to wireless network. Means where you are trying to connect to a wireless network that has been already there. Means that has been already available. Okay, so create a wireless network in the sense Myrio has a capability that it can create like an hotspot. Okay, so think that we people are using a phone, cell phone, smartphone. Okay, so if any of our friend asks for just turn on the hotspot, we'll be just turning on the hotspot. So using that hotspot, our friend can able to access the net. Correct. So our internet, whatever the internet we are using, they can able to access. Okay, the same similar way. Okay, Myrio has a capability that it can able to create its own hotspot. Okay, so at that particular time, what we need to do is we have to connect for that particular network to our laptop. So at that time, our laptop as well as our Myrio will be in a synchronization. That is one part. Okay, so I'll just show you both. So first I'll like to show you about connect to the wireless network. Okay, I'll just click on that connect to wireless network. So here if you see, I have the n number of network, wireless network. Okay, so as of my Wi-Fi name will be the Sina. Okay, so that's why it is showing the same. You can just see it is just try to refresh. I'll just refresh this once. I'll just trying to refresh 99 max. Yes. So it is taking some time to getting refreshed. Why? Because here we'll be having a number of networks. Okay, so all these networks will be comes under this wireless network itself. Okay, so we can just select the to the based on what type of network we want to connect here. I think it's still refreshing. Okay, so I'll just close NMAX. Okay, I'll just closed it. Okay, so I'll just try to relaunch the NMAX. Okay, so I've been just trying to relaunch the NMAX. It takes some time. Yeah. It is just trying to refresh. Yes, so I'll just select Myrio. Yeah, so here under Myrio, so it's been disabled. I'll just click on connect to wireless network. Yeah, so you can just see here. Right now, wireless network has not yet been connected, but you can just see, it's been available with a number of networks over here. But as of now, I want to connect for only the my network. So I'll just select my network. Okay, so my Wi-Fi name I just given as Sina. Okay, I'll just connect it. So you have to give a password. Okay, why? Because for each and every Wi-Fi will be having a password, password protected. So I'll just given my password. Okay, and here while configuring with the IPv4 address, so here you have to select DHCP only. Why? Because it will be always supported with respect to the DHCP itself. Okay, so I'll just give it as DHCP. So after that, you have to just click on save. Okay, so after clicking on save, okay, so on your the Myrio. Okay, so on your Myrio you have LEDs, right? So I have here the Wi-Fi LED. So this Wi-Fi LED will start blinking in blue color. Okay, so even the power LED also will be in a blue color. So and your Wi-Fi LED also will be blinking in blue color. Okay, so actually speaking, you have two different colors in the same single LED. So if the Wi-Fi LED starts blinking in orange color, in the sense saying that it has been created a hotspot. Okay, means it has been created a network. Okay, so if the LED is blinking in blue color, saying that it has been connected to some other network. Okay, so right now I have been connected to the some other network. So that's why my Rio will be Rio LED will be Wi-Fi LED will be turning to a blue color. Okay, so now you can just see here after connecting here. So this my Wi-Fi address will be having different IP address, right? So my different IP address will be, you can just see here, 192.168.100.6. That is what my IPv4 address for my Wi-Fi. Okay, so right now what to say. Our Rio IP address will be 172.22.11.2, but my Wi-Fi address will be 192.68.100.6. Now what you have to do is you have to copy this and you have to paste it. Okay, I'll just say where you have to do all these things. So, but make sure that this is the IP address you have to give for your Rio to connect. Okay, so now you can just see coming back to the project window. Okay, so I came back to project window. In this project window, so here what the IP address we are given, 172.22.11.2. Okay, I'll just try to disconnect. Okay, so you have to right click on that to change the IP address. You have only one format, so I have to right click on that, go to properties. Okay, so here you have IP address and DNS name. So here you have to type the IP address which you have been connected to a Wi-Fi. So here I have been given as 192.168.100.6. Okay, so if at all you are trying to connect to your college Wi-Fi, or you have created a hotspot from your phone, and if you want to connect that Wi-Fi, so for each and every network, this IPv4 address will be changed. Okay, so don't commit to for the single network. Okay, so for each and every time, this IPv4 address will be changed according to your Wi-Fi hotspot what you have been trying to connect. Okay, so after changing here, click on OK. Okay, I'll just repeat once again. So select a Myrio under your project window, right click on that, go to properties. So previously you'll be having 172.22.11.2. So delete the entire thing and type new address, whatever you are getting in NIMAX. Okay, and just click OK. Fine. So till here, you have to be connected to your system. Means the Myrio has to be connected via the Wi-Fi, the USB cable until you try to connect. So if you just right click, I'll just click on connect the Myrio. Now the connection has been established successfully. So now I'll just try to remove my a USB cable. You can just hear a sound. Yes. So I hope you have just listened a sound that I have been just removed my cable to my from the system. But even though after removing, you can just see the LED is glowing. So I'll just take a magnifier. Yes. So right now I have just removed the USB cable. So I have just heard the sound. Okay. So you can just see even though after removing this, so my LED is still glowing. Means it's been connected. Okay. So even though now you can easily access, what all the things we have done now, the wireless part. Surely that thing can be done. Okay. I'll just show you the same already stored a program like accelerometer demo itself. So instead of creating new one, so maybe I'll be just showing the same. Okay, so if I just click on run, okay, so right now it is the code is dumping via the Wi-Fi, but not through the USB. Why? Because here I have already changed the IP address. You can just see now it is giving the output. Fine, you can just see you're getting the same output. Okay, so previously I was just showing you the output in the IP address was different 172.22.11.2, but now it is been connected to a network, my Wi-Fi. Okay, so even my laptop is connected to the same network Sina. Okay, so and even the Myrio is also connected to the same. So right now my Wi-Fi, laptop as well as a Rio. So all these three modules are connected in a single network. Okay. So if it has been connected in a single network, saying that the data transfer between the Wi-Fi or Rio or laptop to the Rio or Rio to the laptop will be done very easy. This is what the wireless connection. So maybe like you can just ask her how this can be used or what all the necessary things or necessary features. Okay, so maybe I'll be just demonstrating you one small video. Okay, so that you can able to understand like where all it has been used and why it's been done. Yes. So you can just see here. Actually, this is developed in the Taiwan University from the mechanical engineering. Okay. So they have been developed a legged wheel hybrid mobile robot using LabVIEW and Compact Rio. So since they have not used MyRio, okay, they have used Compact Rio. Why? Because their digital input and digital outputs, their function, their application was huge. Okay, so actually this was a real-time robot whatever they have been made. So and it was totally can't be deployed in an MyRio. So that's why instead of using MyRio they have been used a Compact Rio. Okay, so but function wise both are same. So even this can be worked under FPGA. So and even Compact Rio is also worked under FPGA. So even both are same. So that even you can see the functional wise it is totally a same. Okay, so you can just see this is what the robot they have been done using the Cerio. Okay, so they have been doing a transformation in the two different leg mode. So one is with the wheel, so like 360-degree wheel, and one is one more with the 180-degree phase shift, like 180-degree wheel part. So you can just watch the video. Okay, so you can just see this is what robot layout. Okay, so they are using a motor driving circuit. Why? Because they are trying to use 4 different DC motors to drive the wheel. For that you need a motor driving circuit. Okay, so that's what they are using, a DC motor and driving mechanism. Okay, they are using a battery. Why? Because they have to power up for the Cerio. So they are using like a 24-volt battery. Okay, So, and you can just see the wireless antenna, wireless AP is being there deployed, and the compact Rio chassis will be there. Like this is what I was just showing you the compact Rio. Yes, this is what a compact Rio. Actually speaking, this compact Rio can be available with the 4 slots, 6 slots, and 8 slots. Okay, sorry, not 6, 4, 8, as well as a 12. So it will be a multiples of 4. Okay, so 4, 8, 12, 16, 24, like that the slots will be available. But for them, they have been used a 4 slot, the chassis with 4 different modules. Okay, so you can just see this is what the coding or the block diagram for that particular thing. Okay, and they have been given how the behavior of this robot, how it will be driving or standing or switching from leg wheel to wheel mode. Okay, or different kinds of thing they have been given. And this will be the front panel, like the user interface, what they have been designed in an lab view. Okay. Yes, here it starts with an the video. You can just see one guy, he's sitting over there and he is trying to control from his laptop. You can just see over there. Yes, so here is a one guy, he's sitting there from in the laptop and he is just trying to control this. Okay, that can be done only wirelessly but not wired. Okay, so now it is being transformed from wheel mode to leg mode. Yes, so now it is been turned from wheel to leg mode. Why? Because in the terrain they cannot be able to go with the wheel. So for that sake, they have been transformed from wheel mode to the leg mode. Yes, so you can just see this sort of terrain. So they cannot able to use with the they cannot drive with the wheel mode. So that's why they have been used with the different options. Okay, so that's what I said to you, that they have huge features. They have in huge applications, so that's why they cannot use the MyRio. Why? Because they have very limited number of AI and DIOs. Okay, so it has having option of dancing also. These sort of projects they have been the students can able to make. Okay, so not to till this extent, at least they can able to build two-wheeled robot or a three-wheeled robot. Okay, so you can just see it is trying to cross the steps. Yes, so it can able to cross the bar without anyone's help. Yes, even it can able to climb the stairs without any human help or any external the things for the support. Yeah, so that was the video. Okay, so maybe these sort of things can the students can able to make. Okay, so it was very informative practical session, sir. Yeah, thank you very much, sir. So actually speaking, we have n number of features in this MyRio. Okay, so since we have very shortage of time, so we could not get into very deeper. So but actually speaking, but students can students have their time. Okay, so even since they'll be from third semester or fourth semester. Okay, so even they'll be having a more number of time. So what I'll personally feel that, okay, So at least like 2 to 3 batches of students, okay, if they are planning to go with any projects with respect to LabVIEW, so maybe you can just give a guidance for them. Okay, you have these sort of opportunities like wireless transmission, or you can able to use with a protocol like serial communication. Okay, so these sort of things, if the students have been very much interested, or if they are very much curious in doing their projects. Okay, so instead of some students, they'll just go for some the institution or some project center. They just go and they just pay the money. Okay, they just bring the the projects, even though they don't have ideas. Okay, they'll be not having ideas, and they'll just pay and they'll just bring it. Okay, if the faculties there, if you people are having any cross questions, so they'll be not having a situation to answer. So surely they'll be unable to answer. Why? Because they are not done in the projects. Okay. So what I personally suggest is, maybe if you people are just try to tell them, okay, these are the features, the things they have in the National Instruments hardware. Okay, so maybe why don't you give a try? And even though they'll get help from you also. Okay, so even VA Solutions also, even we'll be the partner for the same, and we can able to help them. Okay, so ultimately what we are trying to push the students is, we are just trying to make them what exactly the industries are using. Okay, what exactly industries need. Okay, so ultimately we want the students to come up with their own ideas with the project. Surely we are there to help them. Okay, so that's what I can able to tell you guys, that this is what the exact thing presently running in the industries. Okay, so maybe you can just tell them, or you just show the demo, like this is what we have been done in the FTP. Okay, so even they'll be much interested, and they can able to get into their own ideas. They'll come up with some new ideas, or even you faculties, you can just try to share them. Okay, you can just do this part, and you can just come up with these things. Okay, obviously these things can be done. Okay, so I hope you have been understood the thing. So, and even right now, whatever I am just trying to demonstrate you is the accelerometer values, or whatever the values. So it's totally a wireless part. Okay, so even we cannot say that by just keeping this hardware in the next room, like more than some limited meters. So even this cannot be worked. Okay, so even though if it is in the same network, it can be worked, but the distance matters. Okay, so maybe like next room, okay, it can able to work. Why? Because the network will be same, but you cannot keep this hardware in somewhere else in an next building, or which is of around 20-30 feet towards your right or left side. So that cannot be done. Why? Because the Wi-Fi, the Rio, as well as our laptop should be connected in a single network. So then only we can able to get into the part. So obviously, like if at all you're trying to acquire a data, or you can control the robot, whatever you have done to from your next room also, it is possible. Why? Because our laptop will be in the same network, our Rio will be in the same network, and the hotspot whatever we have been created will be in the same network. Right? So even that can also be done. Okay, that is possible using the MyRio. Fine. So that is what I was trying to explain you with respect to the wireless communication. Right. So this is one part. Okay, like whatever right now I have seen, I have shown you about connecting to a wireless network. Okay. So next, one more thing will be connecting to an sorry, not connecting, creating a wireless network. Okay. So we'll see that. So before that, I'll just try to disable this. Okay, so before getting disabled, make sure that you just try to connect USB via. Why? Because after disconnecting, it should come back to the wired mode, right? So I'll just try to connect. Yeah, I think you got a sound that right now. Just now I have been connected. Okay, so I'll just disable. Okay, now for each and every time when you connect, you will be getting the ASP monitor. Okay, so I'll just disable. I'll just selected the disable and just click on save. Okay, so now it's been totally disconnected. So how we can just say that it's been disconnected? I told you that in the Wi-Fi LED, so it will be keep on blinking a blue color. Okay, when it is being connected wirelessly. But when you try to disable and click on save option in NI Max, okay, it automatically disables. Okay, it takes some time. Okay, so I hope I know one of the professor he has been thanking me. So thank you very much, sir. Actually, I'm very happy that I'm trying to organize with you guys. So even I have not yet organized or I have not yet handled any sessions from your college side. Okay, so even I have to be very thankful for this giving me the opportunity. So thank you very much. Yeah, so now you can just see here it has been disabled. Okay, so now it's been came back to the wired mode. But the thing is, when it came to the wired mode, okay, so you can just see here the connection of a target VI Rio has been lost. Okay, so why it's been lost? Since you can just ask me a question, sir. You have been connected wired wired mode, and you have then disabled the Wi-Fi. So after disabling the Wi-Fi, then why you are getting the connection as lost? Why? Because here the IP address has not been changed. See here, IP address I'll not change. I'll just try to right click and connect. Okay, so if I just try to right click and connect, so it will just try to deploy, but it will not be done successfully. So we'll just wait and watch. It will not dump successfully. Why? Because now it's not been in a network. Okay, it's already came out from the network, and it is not trying to connect. It is trying to initialize and it is trying to dump the things, but it is not doing. Why? Because it is not available in the network. So instead it is being connected via wired. Okay, so it's taking it's taking for a very long time. So it is waiting for the target like Rio to respond, but it is not responding, and it is saying that failed to connect to the target. Okay, so that cannot be done. So instead, what we have to do is I'll just try to right click on that Rio, go to properties. Okay, so I'll just try to change network. Okay, so IP address will be I'll just given as 172.122.11.2. Okay, I just given this and click on OK. Fine. So why? Because instead of connecting to the Wi-Fi, I've been connected to a wired mode. So now the IP address whatever I have given will be changed. Yes, yeah, you can just see 172.22.11.2. Okay, so now I'll just right click and I'll just click on connect. Okay, so now you can just see easily it will be connected to the Rio. Yes, you can just see a small LED has been turned on. Now it's been connected via wired. Okay, so now we can just access the things as usual how we have done previously. Okay, this is how you can able to disconnect from the network and you can able to connect to the network. This is the proper procedure. Okay, so and one more thing I would like to show you to create a network. Okay, so I'll just create a network. So after I just create a network, here you have to just give the name which you want to give. So what the name I'll just give is the same hardware name. I'll just give it as VIS Rio. Okay. So if you want to give a security for this, obviously you can just go with the WA2 personal key, like how we just create the password for our cell phone or the laptop Wi-Fi. Okay, so same similarly, if you want to give, you can just go ahead. Why the thing this has been given in the sense, think that two or three different laptops have been available at the same thing. Okay, so like some of the students friends and their laptop will be there, and if they keep open, okay, so if they keep the security as open, think that like more than one system can able to connect for the Rio. But the one disadvantage is it will be operated only to the first system whichever it is being connected. Okay, so think that I have just kept open and I have been connecting and I am just trying to transfer, read and write the data or acquire the data from the Rio in my laptop. Think that one of my friend is trying to connect that Rio. He can able to connect the Rio, but he cannot try to run the code. Why? Because it cannot be done either wirelessly or wired. Why? Because it can only be connected to a single network with a single PC. Okay, that is only the one disadvantage, that it cannot be connected to more than one system. Okay, but if one system can disconnect, okay, means in the sense my system will be connected and my friend system also will be connected. So I'll be able to acquire the data and I'll be trying to operate the Rio. So when I disconnect the Rio, my friend can able to connect that and he can able to work. That can be happened, but at a time both parallel operation cannot be done. That is only the one disadvantage. Okay, so here I have been just kept open. Okay, I'll just click on save. Okay, so I have just given the name as VIS Rio itself. So for the saving, it is just taking some time. Okay, it is just taking some time and it is showing as not responding. Okay, we'll just wait for a few minutes. Okay, it is showing there is a problem saving the setting. Fine, so I'll disable it once. Yes. Yeah, now it's been done. Why? Because I just refreshed NI Max and I just renamed it as VS Rio 1. Okay, so now it's been created a hotspot, and now I can say that whatever the Wi-Fi LED I'm getting now, it is being blinking it in an orange color. Okay, and moreover, if you can just see here. Okay, so right now I've been connected to a network called Sina. Okay, so and you can just see VS Rio 1 is available. Okay, so but actually speaking, if I want to show you a demo, okay, like how that can be done, so I have to connect for this VS Rio 1. Okay, why? Because Rio is creating a hotspot, and my system should be connected, my laptop should be connected in the same network. Okay, so but the thing is, if I just try to connect this network like VS, okay, so obviously I would like, I can tell that I'll be disconnect from then Google Meet. Why? Because this will be not having any sort of internet. Instead, it will be only connected in an interconnection. Means just connection will be established, but net connection will not be available. Okay, so that is what I know. I would like to regret from this. I am very sorry for that. I cannot go with this. So if I try to go with this, obviously I would like, I will be disconnecting from the Google Meet, or from the meeting I'll be disconnecting. Okay, but operational wise, everything will be same. Okay, so only thing is I'll just explain you the steps what we have to do. Okay, so I have to just connect for this VS Rio 1, so that my my Labio as well as the laptop and my Rio will be in the same network. Okay, moreover, you have to check the IP address here. So the IP address will be changed even for this. Okay, so and if at all you try to create a hotspot from your Rio, okay, you have to give the IP address as 172.16.0.1. Okay, so it will be having two different IP address inbuilt in your Rio. So one will be wired IP address, that is what 172.22.11.2, and if at all you create, that is for connecting a wireless network. If at all you create a wireless network, then this is 172.16.0.1. Okay, so this is what that thing difference, and that this IP address, whatever the IP address you are having, so this should be connected here. Means you have to right click, go to properties. So here it should be given as 172.16.0.1. Then just click OK. After that, right click, connect. Okay, so if at all you've done this part, maybe you can just work with the same features with the same option wirelessly without connecting any USB connector. Okay, so this is what I think. So I'm very sorry that I cannot show you. Why? Because if I'm trying to show you, so I cannot able to will be there in the meeting. Okay, so maybe you can just give a try if at all you are having a hardware in your college. Okay, maybe you can just give a try with respect to create wireless network and connect to a wireless network also. Right. So this is what two things that I would like to show you guys. Two different features. Okay, wirelessly connecting. Okay, so yeah. Coming back to the thing for the protocol. So I would like to show you the loop back test for the protocol. Okay, so I'll be just be not just taking much time. Okay, so I'll just try to connect a Rio for a wired connection, or even you can just work with the protocol with wirelessly also. That's not an issue. I'll just go with the new VI. Fine. So here I'll be showing you about the UART and SPI, okay, and as well as the I2C. So I hope I2C cannot be demonstrated. Why? Because for I2C we have to be interconnected with the two different hardwares or two different platform or sensors. So since UART and SPI can be done in the same hardware, so I'll be just showing you the demonstration. You can just see here the pin views. Okay, so UART I'll be just showing you first the UART transmission. So anyhow, you people are knowing about a UART, universal asynchronous transmitter and receiver and transmitter. Okay, so this will be done only for transferring the serial communication with a one-way, like we can say easily as it's a one-way communication. Okay, so here you can just see pin number of your transmitter will be pin number 14. So I'll just try to connect with pin number 14. Okay, so pin number 14 for transmission and pin number 10 for reception. So I'll just give pin number 10. Okay, pin number pin number 10 to pin number 14. So I just given a wire, like a loop back connection wire. Okay, so here how you will be able to access is, so I have to just right click, go to the same MyRio. So here you have option called UART. So just place the UART. Okay, so after placing the UART, you will be getting the configuration window. Okay, so as you know, the UART will be, meant for serial communication, and it has some sort of a baud rate. So here also, you have some sort of a baud rate, but usually as per, the standard UART, okay, the communication, serial communication. So we'll be using a 9600 as a baud rate with the data bits of 8. Okay, so here you can just select either you want to go for A port or a B port. Okay, why? Because you have two different ports, A as well as B. If you want to go with the A, you can just select A or else B based on the connection what we do. So as per now, as of now, I'll be connected for A. So I'll just select A. So I want to write first. Okay, I'll just click on OK. Fine. So here you want to give the characters. Okay, I'll just create a control. Okay, so here I'll just type some data. Hi, hello, everyone. Okay, so this is what the data I want to transfer. Okay, with the same VI, if you want to, read in the same VI, you can just read back in the same VI. I'll just again take UART. Okay, so here instead of write, I'll just select option called read, and I'll just select for read all available. Means whatever the characters or whatever numbers, whatever the thing I give, I should read it all. So with the same baud rate, same data bits, parity and stop bits, I never change. So only thing is you have to check the channel, which channel. So I'll just click on OK. Fine, I'll just read the thing whatever have been written. Fine. So I'll just click on run. It is asking me to save. So I'll just give it as UART demo. Okay. So now first time when I have been click on run, it is been written into a memory. Okay, that's what I have not got any characters here. First, it will be written into a memory. So then if I click on run once again, so I will be getting it back. Means it is reading from the memory. Okay, so that's what here if I give anyone, hello everyone, good afternoon. If I'm trying to write, fine. So when I try to run, for the first time, see, it is not trying to read very immediately. Why? Because it is been updating in a memory first. So next, if you click on run, you'll get it back. Fine. So maybe if one more possibility is maybe you can just try to write in one VI and you can read it back in another VI. So even that is also possible. Okay. So even though, but however you try to read or however you try to write, so make sure that first, whenever you try to run, it will be updated to a memory, then it will be written back. Okay. So whatever I have been written there, so it is all the available things have been written over here. Okay. So similarly, even you can just go with the SPI, serial peripheral interface. Okay, so I'll just place it here. Okay, so here also you are having the same kind, whether you want to go with the A port or a B port, and here you have a connections with MISO and MOSI with the clock pin. Okay, So here the important pin will be for SPI will be the clock. Okay, so like multiple in, single out, multiple out, single in. MISO is multiple in, single out. MOSI is multiple out, single in, like multiplexer and demultiplexer, or FIFO fashion, first in, first out, or first in, last out. Okay, so same similar way here you can able to connect to your pin numbers. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll just try to connect to pin numbers 23 and 25. Okay. I'll be just connecting to pin number 23 and 25. So I'm just first I'm trying to write. Okay, so I'll just give it as a write fashion. Yeah, so here it is asking the frames to write. Okay, always this will be in terms of an array. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just try to give some numbers like 25, okay, 60, 33. So I just try to give some numbers. Okay, the same thing, you can just read it back. I'll just take a SPI. Fine. So here instead of write, I'll just select it as a read. So I'll not change anything. So I'll just click on OK. Fine. So here it is asking, the frames count. Okay. So maybe if you are very sure about what will be the count, you can just give the same. So here, as of now, I'll just give the frame count as the 3. Okay. So if at all you're trying to read it back, yes. So here, not getting it back. Okay. Okay, maybe I'll just take off the UART. I'll just place this entire in. I'll just place a delay. Okay, just a second. So something has been configured in the wrong way. I'll just check it out. So here I'm writing. Yes. So maybe I've been, yeah. So previously I was just trying to read as different and write as different. I was just doing the thing. So but here if you see, I have been just trying to read and write. Why? Because we have one option called read and write at the same time. Okay, so why? Because it's an serial communication. Okay, so where you can able to read as well as write at both at a time. Okay, so see, having a 3 modes actually speaking. So one you have a write and one you read. So one will be read or write. Means you can just write it and you can just read it back at a time. Okay. So previously I was just writing and reading at a separate thing. So I was not able to get the proper output. Okay, but now you can, if you just see, so if at all you are trying to read or write, okay, so maybe you can observe here, both are simultaneously you can just read. So if at all you want to add any numbers, okay, so immediately you are going to get the numbers instantly. And moreover, here it is having some sort of restrictions that if at all you go beyond 255, okay, if I try to give 256, okay, so you will be getting the reset option in the sense like it will be start giving it as counting from zero, like 0 to 255 it will be considered it as a one count, and again from 256 to the next number like 512 it will be considered it as an one more term. So if you see, if I give here as 257, you will get here as a 1. So you can just see, you'll be getting it as a 1. Okay. So why? Because it is been designed in such a way. Okay. Why? Because in order to, not to confuse, okay, it is just trying to give it as, a different form. So you can just ask me, sir, if both are coming as a 50 or 100, so what else we can do? Okay. So at that particular time, I know we might confuse, but not the system. Okay, the system will be knowing that, okay, if it is this as a 50, so then obviously you'll be getting this as a 306 will be also 50, and if at all you're trying to give a normal 50 will be also the 50. Okay, but we might confuse, but system will not confuse. Okay, so if at all you're considering confusing in such a part, maybe you can just change this to an hexadecimal. Okay, so if you turn to hexadecimal, obviously we'll be knowing like after 15 it will be start giving it as a B, C, D. Like for 16 it is giving it as a, and for 17 it is giving it as a B. So maybe if at all you're trying to get in such part of time, so maybe you can just try to convert this into an hexadecimal. Okay, so even that is possible in the lab. Fine.
Excuse
so
me, sir.
Yeah, sir. Yeah.
Sir, we have 5 more minutes. So
Yeah, sir.
just I
Sure.
wanted to inform. Okay, sir. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so I hope I have been clear. So maybe we people might be confused, like if both are getting as a 50, but system will give it as a proper way. So in that manner, maybe we have to just change it into an hexadecimal form. Even that way, that might be feel very easy. Okay, so this is with respect to a protocol. Okay, so in Rio you're having a two set of protocol, like two UARTs, two SPI, and no, just a second. Yeah, so you're having two UARTs, two I2C, and two SPI. Why? Because you are having two different the expansion ports A and B, but whereas in C you cannot able to use any sort of the inputs. Why? Because C is only meant for analog as well as digital, but whereas in B as well as A, you can able to work with the protocols, encoder, okay, PWM, DAOs, AAOs, and protocols. Okay, so all this kind of thing can be worked with respect to MyRio. Okay, so I hope you have understood the concepts or what are the features of the MyRio that have been explained. So if at all you are having any sort of doubt or any sort of a question, maybe you can just ping me in the chat box, or you can unmute yourself and you can just ask your question.
Dear participants, if you have any queries or any questions, you can ask that now. Hello,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Is audible?
Yes, sir. It's
Sir,
audible.
how can we use LabVIEW for our IoT application?
X for sensor data.
Yeah, sir. Actually
Yeah.
speaking, we are having one more, option using a Myrio, sir. That can be done using a Myrio embedded platform.
Okay.
One thing is we can connect our Myrio to the network, like whatever I have shown you, know, sir. Like connect to a
Yes.
wireless network. So we can
Okay.
connect to that network. So
Okay.
obviously, even our laptop will be connected in the same network, and we can easily try to read or write from an IoT file. So obviously, IoT in the sense we can able to control from Firebase or AWS or UB dots. We have different sort of platforms. We can obviously can able to send the data and receive data through Myrio.
That is what you have shown today's session. That is the same thing.
No, sir, not exactly, but the format wise will be the same. But only thing is here in data communication, you have to go for protocols. In protocols, you have to go for serial protocol.
Okay.
Here
Fine.
you have option called serial. So in
Okay.
this serial, you can just go to configure ports, read and write. So you can just go with this part, or else you're having one more option called a synchronization. Okay, not the synchronization. Yeah, sir. With respect to serial communication only, we can just try to establish with IoT. And moreover, we are having one more application called the data dashboard. I hope you will be not heard about this. This
Yes,
data
sir.
dashboard, it's a mobile application.
Okay.
This can be installed in mobile, and we can just try to write and read, or we can able to control from our cell phone.
Can come again, sir. Data.
Data dashboard. National
Data.
Instruments data dashboard. It is available in Play Store, sir.
Okay. Okay, sir. Fine. Thank
You
you.
can just try to download, and through the shared variable, like whatever I have shown you, know, sir, the shared
Yes.
variable applications.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yes.
using this shared variable application, we can able to control, or we can able to write or read a data from our cell phone only, or we
Okay.
can just transfer the data from cell phone to Rio, and from Rio to cell phone, or from laptop to Rio, or laptop to cell phone. So
Okay.
this
Data dashboard.
yeah, this sort of triangle communication can be possible. That is what we call that as IoT.
Okay. Yes, sir. Sure. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, welcome, sir. Welcome. Yeah, sir. If anyone is having any sort of doubts, so can let me know, so that I'll be very happy to give you the proper answers.
Other participants, if you have any queries. Okay, thank you, sir. It's a very nice presentation. Even practically, you have explained very nicely
Yeah.
and very informative one, sir.
Yeah, welcome, sir. Welcome. Even it was a very good session that I can able to see many of people are they're active, and they're just giving the answers.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah. So I was very happy that, so maybe that's what I said, sir. This was the first time I know I'm handling the session with from your college.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes, sir.
So it was a very good, so that I can if any other chances are we are getting, so surely can able to handle some more sessions, informative sessions.
Definitely, sir. Definitely.
Yeah.
Uh,
Sure, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your excellent presentation. And even the participants, thank you for your patience listening and many of the questions you have asked and make this event grand successful. And not only this today, dear participants, on Monday we will be having the final day of this STTP. At 1 o'clock we will be having the photo session, 150. And at the while ending the event, we will be having the test as well as feedback. So Monday will be the last day for this HTTP phase 2. So thank you everyone, and thanks Satyanarayan sir.
Yeah, welcome, sir. Welcome a lot.
Yeah.
And I thank you everyone for attending the session. Thank you, Arando. Have a good day.